Shimano has launched its all-new 105 R7000 group set, which replaces 5800 as the mid-range blue-collar group set that you can afford. As ever with Shimano group sets, R7000 inherits loads of features from its predecessors, so both aesthetically and mechanically it's quite similar to Ultegra R8000, which was in turn quite similar to Dura-Ace 9100. The big news with R7000 is that you get 105 hydraulics. Previously, you couldn't get hydraulic levers and brakes that said 105 on them, and the levers which you could get, RS505s, were hideous. R7000 comes in silver or black, and it's got a finish that's very like Ultegra. There's a really cool two-tone design on the cranks. It's part shiny, part matte, and the actual shape of all the components is very similar to Ultegra R8000. So you get the much beefier, wider crank arm. The brakes are styled really aggressively, and they've got this much smoother quick release, just like Ultegra. As you'd expect, there's still a rim brake option, so that's your R7000 group set. R7020 is the hydraulics, and R7025 is the hydraulics, but with 4mm less reach for people with slightly smaller hands. Last year, Shimano quietly released the 5801 front derailleur, which had the compact design we'd already seen on Ultegra and Dura-Ace. We speculated that might be part of a new group set, and it is, because it's part of R7000. And you also get the integrated cable tension adjustment, so there's no need to run a barrel adjuster in line. The rear derailleur gets Shimano's shadow geometry, like mountain bikes and Ultegra and Dura-Ace, which means it's less vulnerable and it works with the wider range of gearing, which is now offered as well. So you can have cassettes all the way up to an 11 to 34, and that 11 to 34 is really a mountain bike cassette, so it in fact fits on a 10-speed road free hub. If you didn't like the RS505 lever's lumpy looks and ergonomics, you'll be delighted with R7000's levers because they are much, much slimmer. They look almost like a non-hydraulic lever. We don't have confirmed UK pricing for R7000 yet, but all the prices in dollars are in our article on BikeRadar. See the video description for a link. Street prices on group sets are usually much lower than their RRPs, but we reckon that R7000 is going to come in at a bit more than the current street price for 5800, because that is the pattern that Shimano components usually follow. So R7000 is here. It's not very surprising in that everything it's got is inherited from the group sets above it, but it's a very welcome change because it means much nicer looking components on relatively affordable bikes. If you're dying for more trickle down, you might have been disappointed about some things. There's still absolutely no sign of Di2 making it to the 105 level, and we've got no reason to believe that that's going to happen anytime soon. Also, Shimano hasn't really jumped on board with the whole gravel thing. There's no one-by option with this group set. There's no super compact cranks. There's no clutch derailleur either, although we have just seen a clutch version of an Ultegra derailleur, so it seems quite plausible that that will happen in future. Having said that, we're really excited to try out the new R7000 group set. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments.